Hello class, I am going to go over a couple homework problems from worksheet 6, which is covering 45, 45, 90 triangles. If you look closely at this worksheet, it's really a mix of 30, 60, 90 and 45, 45, 90 triangles, and it's almost mostly 30, 60, 90. So we will go over these together, but I really want to focus in on the 45, 45, 90 triangles since this year in 2025, I was not there to teach it. So I'm going to take a look starting at number 5 because numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4 are all 30, 60, 90 triangles. So the pattern that we learned about 45, 45, 90 triangles is this A, root 2. Now I like to make a little chart. A, root 2. And I just kind of like to write down what's what. And in this situation, the only thing I know is that the A root 2 is 12. So if I have, there's a shortcut. If I have a number in this part of that chart, where it's the A root 2, then to get back to the A, I'm actually just going to divide by root 2. Another way to think of it is you could take the formula A root 2 and set it equal to whatever this number is. And then I have to get A by itself, so like I said, I'm just dividing by root 2. But there's a trick, because you do have to rationalize this, but what's nice about this is that a lot of the time the trick works. The trick to rationalize very quickly is to do what is 12 divided by 2? It is 6, and then you just stick a root 2 onto that 6. So for the A value, it is 6 root 2 for both of these. So you just divide by 2 and stick on that root 2. It's the same thing as rationalizing and then reducing, okay? All right, so that is my answer. So X and Y are both 6 root 2. Six is a 30, 60, 90 triangle, as is 7. So let's take a look at number 8. So this is a 45, 45, 90, and I know that because these angles are marked congruent, which means these sides are congruent, and that means they must be 45 degrees. So across from the 45 degrees sides are the A's. Across from the 90 is the A root 2. And like I said, I like to make a chart. A root 2. This time, I know that the A is 5 root 2. So that means so is the other A, which is my X value. So for number 8, X is just 5 root 2 because it's the same as that other A side. Now this one's a little bit weird. I have to find A root 2. So what I need to do is, here, I'm going to write this down here, A root 2. Well, I know that A, so this A is equal to 5 root 2. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to multiply it by another root 2 to put into the formula. So I'm just replacing this A with a 5 root 2, and then I'm going to have to multiply in this case. So this is actually 5 root 4. So when I multiply radicals, I just multiply the insides, but the square root of 4 is 2, and 5 times 2 is 10. So this is just 10. Moving on to number 10, again, 9 is a 30, 60, 90. This is kind of a combo, so I'm going to do this because I think I like this problem. I know nothing about this 30, 60, 90 triangle. This is a 30, 60, 90 because I see that 30 degrees, so the only other possible degree here is going to be 60. But this other triangle, even though it doesn't really look like it's a 45, 45, 90, it is because I know one of the angles is 45, which means this other angle must be 45. Okay, so let's do this part first. So across from the 90 degrees is that 8. That's the A root 2. A root 2. So I have to do this one first because what I'm doing is I'm actually solving for this side, and then I can use that to do the 30, 60, 90 triangle part. So a root 2. I know that the 8 is across from the 90, which is the a root 2. So this is the one where I have to divide by root 2. Just to show you the work, you could just do it in your head if you want, but I am dividing by root 2, and I'm going to use the trick. 8 divided by 2 is 4, stick on the root 2. So these sides are both 4 root 2. That's not my answer for x or y, but it does give me this side, which is really important, because then I have to go to the 30, 60, 90 triangle. Okay, so, okay, we have across from the 30 is a, across from the 60 is a root 3, and across from the 90 is 2a. That's the pattern for 30, 60, 90, if you can remember. Sometimes it helps to write down 30, 60, 90, whatever you want to do. All right, so across from the 30, in this case, is 4 root 2. All right, so for this first one, I'm just going to take the a value, which is 4 root 2, and multiply it by that root 3. And so all I can do is multiply these insides together, and in this case, it does not reduce, so this is 4 root 6. And then 2 times a, the a is 4 root 2. So in this case, this 2 and this 4 are both outside. I can multiply those together. So this is 8 root 2. And those are my answers. 4 root 6 is across from the 60. So that's x. And across from the 90 is that 2a, which is 8 root 2. Those are the answers. And then really fast, looking at number 11, it says find the length of side of an isosceles right triangle whose hypotenuse is 4. So isosceles right triangle is a 45, 45, 90. Okay, it has to be because these have to be equal since the sides are equal. So this is just an a root 2. The hypotenuse is always across from the 90. So we are just going to say, okay, well, that side is 4, and we're going to do the trick. We're going to say a root 2 equals 4. You don't even have to do this part. If you know that you have to divide by root 2, that's it. You're just dividing by root 2 to go backwards. So 4 divided by 2 is 2. Stick on the root 2. So the sides are 2 root 2. Okay. I'll go over the other ones with you guys when I see you next, but hopefully this was helpful in just kind of understanding some of the harder 45, 45, 90 triangles. You guys can go back and do those 30, 60, 90s just to get that good extra practice. Thank you.